Welcome to my vlog of my 4 days in Texel. This is day number 1, the day we departed from our home in Hellevoetsluis. And we are on our way to go to Texel for 4 days. We're doing a like a biking vacation. On the first day when we get there, it's around noonish, afternoonish. So we'll just mainly be looking around our own place of residence where we will have our hotel for the couple of days, the Koog. And then on day 2 and 3 we'll be cycling with our electric bikes all around the island. I rented a bike, my parents both have their own bike already. And on our final day we'll actually just go past a few last stops, as you will see later in this vlog. Yeah, and I'll tell you about where we went, why we went there, and what there is to do. As you can see, on our first day the weather wasn't too great in the morning getting to Texel, but I just figured it'd be so nice to show you guys, what Dutch landscapes look like, and this is it. Super flat, old houses, lots of farms, windmills, and turbines, and that sort of stuff. So to get to Texel, because it's an island, we had to take the ferry to get there, which was interesting, to see that. I have been to the islands one time before, but that was with school, so we went sailing past the islands. I'd never gone on the ferry before. This is the waiting line to get onto the ferry itself. And here we have a clip of me on the ferry. This is actually when we're just about to arrive, as you can see right over there. That's the port that we will be arriving at. And as you can see, the weather is still not that great, but at least it's dry at this point. It's cloudy, but it's dry. This is when we get to the island and we're driving towards our destination, the Koog. It's a very quaint little town, historic, honestly really quite interesting with the amounts of restaurants and whatnot, with all the things that they have. And sure, it's touristy, so there's restaurants, but they're all very idyllic. Like, they have themes and such like that. It's really interesting. They have all the basics, like just the Italian barbecue, that sort of things that everybody wants. But yeah, really, really nice, really themed restaurants. It's all great quality. Prices are pretty damn decent too, to be honest. Went around shopping a little bit on our first day. I actually bought like a really cute dress, which was real nice, in one of these shops that is actually like located just next to our hotel. Here we're looking around some of the shops. At arrival, we of course went to a terrace, had a beer, just enjoy the start of this vacation. And then we went out to dinner at Isola Bella. This is actually where we went out to dinner twice, because oh my gosh, the food here is so amazing. Honestly, this is amazing Italian food. This is the moment that we slowly make our way back to the hotel. After having freshened up at the hotel, we decided to go for a walk on the beach, which was like just behind our hotel. It's past one of the campings. So here we're going, you can see the hotel over to the side with the orange roof over there. Crossing the hill, and then we have couple of restaurants, couple of Airbnbs, and a large camping over here. So yeah, those are some of the Airbnbs that you have around here, which is also very nice. Texel is a decent island, and when talking about size, but most people here are really just tourists. There's not that many people here who actually live on Texel, so most of the houses here are actually just rented out. Yeah, and then we were just enjoying a stroll across the beach. The weather was great. I mean, the water was cold, but the weather was real nice. We were at Paal 20, which is the beach that we were just at, just behind our hotel. And then there's this little, well, small road path that you can follow that goes a little bit south, and then you can go to Paal 19, which is another one of the stops past the beach. Here we're going back over the dunes, back past the camping to go back to our hotel. This is what you can see. Lots of wild animals, of course. So as you can see, there's a lot of bunny rabbits over here. So I decided to just take a quick video, show you guys cute little bunny rabbits. This was actually a very nice piece with music. Well, music, the birds chirping, it was amazing, but sadly the audio got diluted, and that's where I'm gonna leave it at. Yeah, this is back in the Koog, making our way back to our hotel. Very nice little park they have here, where they have like their own ecosystem with their own biodiversity on display out here. Really nice, very like swamp meets beach. And then it's day number 2. We're going to be cycling to the south of Texel. So the Koog is like really in the middle of Texel, and we'll be doing the southern part of Texel. This is also the day that there was market. So we took a look around some of the market stalls that they had out that day. The weather this day was absolutely amazing. It was nice and warm. I actually built up quite a nice tent while I was out here. As you can see, different market stalls. Very interesting, fun to see. And then we're gonna go on our electric bikes. That's my electric bike that we're gonna be cycling on. First, we wanted to go to Icomare, which is this place right here. It's like a museum about seals and sea lions, but due to COVID, it was very hard to get into. So we just continued on to Paal 17, which is apparently a very touristy stop, but apparently the only thing that is really there is, you know, just the restaurant, bar, cafe thing going on there. So, you know, we took a look, but it was super windy. So we had a quick stop, a little drink, and then after that we decided to continue on to our next stop. It's not too visible here how hard the wind was blowing, but sand was just everywhere. And here you can see how quickly the clouds are just passing us by. It's part of the reason why Texel generally gets more sun hours than the rest of the country, because the wind just blows all the clouds past it. Here, this is a pretty good show of how windy it was, though. Fallen tree, just decided it would be a perfect time to take some pictures. So, of course, that is exactly what we did, as we can see right here. Me on the tree, all adventurous and stuff. Great weather. My mom in the distance. And then we went to Den Hoorn, which is very much south of Texel. Quaint little town, lots of hotels, Airbnbs, inns, hostels, you name it. And then after that we went to Den Burg. That's actually what this is. There are several parking places for your bikes, like outside of the town, because a lot of people go to Texel to like cycle around the island, which is, you know, also what we did. So we parked our bikes and then we walked on into Den Burg. Quaint little town. Historic. Of course, they have your basics shops like the Hema, which is an absolute necessity for any Dutch town, as any Dutch person can tell you. Lots of cool restaurants too. Oh yeah, this piece is when we went to the chocolate shop, and it was nothing. It was just not impressive at all. So we took a quick look at that, but you know, we quickly decided to leave again. That was a bit of a letdown. Yeah, so after that we headed back into town again because we just wanted to have a look around still. part of the town, like right here, is pretty dead. There's not a lot of people, but that's because this is really dedicated to the nightlife. So I figured that later in the evening, this will probably be very lively with all the bars, restaurants, and shows. Texel's Branding was a great coffee shop, really recommended. Very friendly staff, and the coffee is amazing. And then we cycled on. It was towards the end of our day. So yeah, we went to Walenburg, which is a nature monument in Texel, meaning it's like still has its own biodiversity and ecosystem in it. Which is very great to see, honestly. Great views of, you know, the entirety of Texel, because once again, the Netherlands is flat no matter where you go. This is near the beach, Paal 21. We decided to take a quick stop to just look around and see if this was actually a shortcut. Sadly, it was not a shortcut to get to the Koog. But it was still very interesting to have a stop here and look around the beach and see what was going on. So yeah, that's why we had a quick stop here. So this is the Texel camping in Kogerstrand. So that's right next to the Koog. And this is our hotel. Now, as you may or may not notice, all of a sudden we're in a different room, which we are very happy about, in fact. The first room we were in was located right next to one of the bars, so it was very loud. Closed the day off with an Irish whiskey, with an Irish coffee, and then day 3 cycling in North Texel. So this is the second day of us having our electric bikes, and also the last day of us having our electric bikes. So this was honestly the day with the best weather of all. It was clear skies the entire day. The weather was amazing, great temperature, not too hot. We went all the way to the very tippy top of the north of Texel, which is where you can see that lighthouse. Right now it's very far in the distance, but soon we'll get real close to it. Right behind the dunes, there are some places that you can walk, but it's mainly just like a nature reserve. So generally, you're not really allowed to walk past these kinds of places where you can, for instance, see these horses. I think cycling to the north of Texel was honestly the most interesting day of all. Not just because the weather was great, but the biodiversity here is so amazing. There's so much nature here, and you're cycling like right through it. Through the southern of Texel was quite fun too, but yeah, I don't know. Out here it was just so beautiful, so serene. And as we slowly start to get closer to the lighthouse, taking a quick look around one more time at just the beautiful landscape surrounding us, a little bit more hillish towards the very end of Texel, towards the very outer north. Yeah, and this is taken from the little restaurant that we were actually at before we went there. It's Torenrestaurant Texel. It's the only restaurant there, so you won't be mixing it up with anything, but it was very nice, large terrace. Yeah, it was fun to see these birds fighting over a cookie. There's a lot of wildlife on Texel, actually. And you really do notice it. Thankfully, at least due to how much wind there is on Texel, there are not that many insects, not that many bugs, which is pretty nice. And here we're making our way up to the lighthouse. Right when you start walking down this path, there is actually a small sign that says, "Watch out for ticks." Apparently there's a lot of ticks here, you should really watch out for it, so keep your eyes open, and that's the lighthouse of Vuurtoren of Texel. After which, so real quick, between that what we just saw and IJsboerderij Labora, a lot happened. Okay, we went to Koksdorp first, where we had amazing fish. Okay, by this little place called, and I'm trying to look it up right now, Vishandel Lange Ben. Amazing, great prices, and the fish was so amazing. And then after that we continued cycling south, and that's when we went past IJsboerderij Labora, which is, like it says, it's an ice cream farm. The technology here is insane. Okay, the way that they treat the cows is honestly amazing, very humane, the way that they treat these animals during the milking process, and the way that they get to live their lives here. So I definitely recommend going here to like take a look around. Luckily we were still able to visit everything, see everything here. That's another thing that I liked a lot about this day. A lot of the things were open, unlike the first day where you had to make reservations for everything. Right now, this on the second day, everything we visited in north of Texel, we could actually go to. So after the ice cream farm where we had delicious ice cream, we went to Texel Airport. No, we did not go skydiving. First of all, very expensive. Second of all, it would take too much time, and my parents would never do that. No, we were here for the museum, the War and Aircraft Museum, which is located right over here as well. But if you want to go skydiving, it's $200, and if you want to have someone tape you, take pictures, videotape you while you're skydiving or jumping out of the plane, it's gonna be another $100. So, you know. But it was fun to see all those planes take off, and very interesting to see. So yeah, after that we went to the Luchtvaart- en Oorlogsmuseum. It was actually pretty interesting. I definitely recommend going there too. It was quite a bit of fun. It's not too big, but there's a lot of things inside, like games and whatnot, a lot of interactive things, and I mean, I really love this. I love miniatures. After that, we continued our way back. We figured we'd make one last stop past one of these terraces, which is called the Slufter, which is a nice restaurant, quite large, very nice. And then after that, we had to get back on time before 7 because we had to give back the electric bike that I was renting. Had dinner again at Isola Bella, and then after that we decided to take one last stroll across the beach past paal 19, 20, 21. So this is actually paal 20, walking towards 19 right now. Noticed a lot of beach jellyfishes. At this point we're walking back from paal 20 to, or paal 19 back to 20. Had my sandals on, so it was really nice to just have a dip in the ocean. It was still quite cold, but it was doable, especially after such a hot day. You're actually quite glad to get your feet in some nice cool water. Walking back Across the parking lot I saw 2 bunny rabbits again, so I decided to just shoot like a quick little video of it. Thought it was quite cute. It's probably an infestation if I'm gonna be honest, but you know, it's cute. And then it's day 4, our final day. We're going back home, wrapping up all our stuff, going out to breakfast. Breakfast out, by the way, in the Fletcher hotels was pretty damn nice, not gonna lie. So we already got the bikes and all that set back up on the car the day before. Had one last look around the go, just visit the last few shops. I still wanted to buy a souvenir here and there, or try to. So that's when we went to Semke Texel, which is a souvenir shop of all the stuff that they sell through the entirety of Texel. Okay, except for the ice cream. But other than that, all the cheeses, the honey, the balsamicos, you name it, everything that you can find around the island with all this original craftsmanship stores and factories, they all sell it there. So it was amazing to go there. After that, we went to the Texelse Bierbrouwerij, which is in southern Texel. We tried to go there on our actual first day, but sadly we couldn't get a spot, like a reservation for the 3 of us. So we made reservations at 11 o'clock in the morning for us on our final day. Sadly, due to COVID, we didn't actually get a tour of the entire factory. We just got like a story about, you know, the making of the beer and the factory and all that kind of stuff, and we saw a video about it. Overall, the girl giving us the entire, you know, story tour or whatever was quite nice, and honestly the beer here is really quite good, so do still recommend it, but maybe when COVID is over. After that, we went to Kaasboerderij Wezenspijk, or Cheese Farm Wezenspijk, which is where they have a lot of sheep. They make a lot of sheep cheeses, of course also just of normal cows. Mainly went here actually for the cafe, because they have this, I have a lot of amazing, you know, cheese-based food here, which, you know, we love. We're Dutch, we love cheese. But a lot of it apparently was still open. You could still have an entire look around the factory, how the cheeses are made, and it was really quite surprising once again how open this place still was, and we could still take a full look around of the entire place. Take a look at the different cheeses. They have a small little shop selling some stuff too. This is the cheese platter. It's 19 bucks. And honestly, it's an amazing price, okay? This thing is pretty much an entire meal for 2 people. And that's also actually what it was meant to be, but we took it on the side. I had a grilled cheese with brandnetelkaas. I don't know what that is in English, quite frankly, so sorry for that. After that, we took a look around the farm. There's this little path you can take to towards the sheep museum that they have, which is free, which you will understand why in a second. Once again, beautiful nature, such amazing biodiversity that they have out here. The ecosystem here is really flourishing on Texel, which is mainly also because, you know, there's a lot of restrictions on what the people can and cannot do on the island, which is understandable, it's an island. But yeah, it left nature so intact, it's just beautiful. That was the sheep museum you just saw, quite tiny, which is probably, you know, why it's free. It's still fun though, fun to take your kids to. And it's a nice little stop. I mean, this is an amazing view, is it not? It's quite nice to take a look around the farm. And that was our last stop. Yeah. So after that we traveled back towards the ferry, which is at, let me check this, it's at Het Hoorntje. That's what it's called. That's where you check in, driving over there. And we actually like just missed the boat. We just missed the ferry when we got there, like by 5 minutes or something. So because of that, we had to wait a while. When we figured, you know, we're not just gonna sit in the car for like a half hour or an hour, or I don't even remember how long. I think we had to wait an hour. So you know, we decided to get out of the car, and take a look around. And honestly, I thoroughly recommend that too. So we took a look around, and just past the ferries, there's this little beach that you got here, and you can look pretty far in the distance and all the way over to the mainland, which is also very nice to see. Took some videos here and there, which was really nice. And from here, you can actually walk back up this hill that's right on the side of it, from which you have an amazing view over Texel. You can see pretty far in the distance, in fact. So I definitely do recommend that. So yeah, Texel, you should definitely do it. Definitely go there. Bring your bike. If not, definitely rent an electric bike. It's just so much easier to get around the island when you're on an electric bike. Also because, you know, it's very windy on the island, and the electric bike makes you able to not, well, you can withstand the weather a bit more when you're on an electric bike as opposed to, you know, just a regular bike. We had an amazing time. I got quite a tan while I was here, which is understandable if you see this. 4 days of just, well, at least 3 days of amazing weather. Definitely bring a hat. And then suntan, of course. Sunscreen. So this is the view from het Hoorntje, all the way at the tippy top hill. And thanks to the fact that the Netherlands is flat, it means that as soon as you get an elevation of like 20 feet or something, you can see miles away. It's just amazing. I love vista points, and we don't really have them here in the Netherlands, but you know, where it's flat. So this is quite nice. Took some pictures of the things that you could see in the distance back on the mainland. That's the ferry. That's the ferry that we'll be taking back to the mainland. It's right now coming our way. That thing is going pretty darn fast. And here we are on the ferry. Lots of seagulls. We didn't notice them the first time that we were on the boat, but the second time there were so many seagulls just swarming around and along with the boat. But it's quite obvious that there were a lot of seagulls due to all the bird poo that was all around the ferry, but still, it's quite interesting to see. So here you can see an entire flock just drifting on the wind along with our ferry. It was nice to get a couple of days away. Though it was actually ironically quite stressful for me, because I still had to get all my grades for my exams, which luckily I all passed. So, you know, that's 2 years in a row now that I passed all my exams in one go. So I do feel that Texel, because it's not too large, and we did take the electric bike all around, like a couple of days is enough to pretty much see the entire island. After all, we took a look around, and it was more than enough. I'd say we've seen everything that we wanted to see. We didn't go into Ekumara, but honestly, I didn't think that was even that important, as it was just a very small museum with seals and sea lions, and I have seen that sort of stuff before, also in different countries, so I wasn't too upset about not getting to do that, because they work with the time slots due to the COVID. So I wasn't too upset about not getting to do that. Other than that, honestly, the cheese farm and the ice cream farm, those are must-sees. You have to do that, but all the other stuff was quite fun too. But those are the things that really had the largest impression on me of all the things that we went to do there. on our way back past Schiphol, Amsterdam. Just taking a look at all those aircrafts, people going on vacation to who knows where. So yeah, I would like to thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I'll be posting my Instagram as well, so you can follow me there for any other pictures. See you guys in the next one.